Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right thing. Believe the renowned management coach, Peter Drucker. He used the quote to demonstrate the difference between management and leadership. Often it is believed that a good manager is always a good leader. However, that is not true because behavior that makes a person a good manager are often not in favor of innovation. Now, what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to inspire a team to achieve a certain goal. It's usually discussed in the context of business, but leadership is also how you, as an individual, choose to lead your life. The definition of leadership is to influence, inspire, and help others become their best selves, building their skill and achieving goal along the way. You don't have to be a CEO or a manager or even a team lead to be a leader. Leadership is a set of skill and a certain psychology that anyone can master. According to Kate Davis, leadership is the ability to persuade others to seek defined objective enthusiastically. It is the human factor which binds a group together and motivate it towards a certain goal. What makes a good leader great? Great leader find the balance between business foresight, performance, and character. They have vision, courage, integrity, humility, and focus, along with the ability to plan strategically and catalyze cooperation amongst their team. Most leaders reflect on their most effective leadership quality and try to apply them on daily basis. And while they have already be a great leader and show great leadership trait, they continue to ask themselves how they can improve and think about what makes a good leader, especially as time continues to change. They also look to the characteristics of other great leaders in history to understand and employ their tactics. Great leaders understand that they are only as strong as their team and their team members. This is why many choose to lead by example. In doing so, they earn the respect of the team members and followers, and may even inspire others to join the mission. The ability to motivate and drive others to join in on a mission is a positive leadership quality that separates good leader from great ones. To help you become a better leader, here are top best two qualities that we are going to discuss. First quality we are going to discuss is vision. Great leaders have a vision, one that allow them to plan their move strategically to reach their goal. Leaders have a clear picture of the future. Peter Drucker said, if you don't have a vision to be a world-class leader, when you start your business on your kitchen table, you will probably never be very successful. So if you were starting your business on a kitchen table, imagine you could be a world leader. And then you ask the question, well, if I was the world leader in my field, how would I be different from today? How would my company be different from today? Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others, as quoted by Jonathan Swift. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started out in a garage with an idea to put together pieces and make a little Apple computer that people could have at home. That was their vision. When they said this in the late 70s, everybody said they must be crazy. The head of IBM was saying there is no reason for anyone to have a computer at home. There is no reason to have a personal computer. And today, if you don't have a computer, then you are living in the Stone Ages. Your mobile is a computer. You have a computer at home. Those with great leadership qualities focus on the future while maintaining a positive attitude. They are more concerned with the opportunities of tomorrow rather than the problem of the past. This way of thinking allows them to think long term and disregard solution that would only create instant gratification. Someone with effective leadership quality always begins with understanding the needs of the situation by looking at the bigger picture. An effective leader can project forward 3 to 5 years and imagine clearly where they want to be and what it will look while when they get there. Leaders have the ability to anticipate trends well in advance of their competitors. They continually ask, based on what is happening today, where is the market going? Where it likely to be in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years. They do this through thoughtful strategic planning. Without vision, a leader cannot lead. Think about it. People don't stay on course for something they cannot see, and they don't give their best to something they cannot understand. You have to see the dream in order to seize it. As a leader, it's your responsibility to see the vision and communicate it effectively so that your people can help you seize it. So, where does the vision come from? So, your vision comes from within. As John Maxwell say, you cannot buy, beg, or borrow vision. It has to come from inside. Leaders go first, and that starts with setting aside plenty of time to craft a vision. Don't expect a vision to fall from the sky by accident. Vision is to be found inside the leader. And number two, you get the vision from your history. Confucius said, study the past if you would define the future. Vision does not come in a vacuum. Good leaders use the experiences from their past to inform the direction of their future. Number three, you get the vision from the need of another. If your vision only serves you, it is too small. True vision reaches past when one person can accomplish, and it does more than just include others, it adds value to them. Find a vision that meets the need of others. As Simon Sinek said, great leader must have two things: a vision of the world that does not yet exist and the ability to communicate that vision clearly. The best leader see and communicate their vision clearly. If the leader communicates a fuzzy picture, then people will follow in a fuzzy way. A lack of clarity will hinder initiative, weaken persistence, and undermine follow through. Here is the key: take the first step. The first step is always the hardest step because it forces you like a chick breaking out of an egg when it hatches. The first step forces you to break out of your comfort zone. And the comfort zone is so strong that probably 90% of the people are held back from their full potential all their lives because of this vice-like comfort zone. And when you take the first step, you suddenly see the second step and the third step and the fourth step. And as you take this step, your self-esteem goes up and you become more creative. And all kinds of ideas start growing in your head. And so this is the difference between the top people, as they have big ideas of what's possible and they take the first step. Our point is, if you have a clear vision, now everything becomes organized. And imagine that there are no limitations. Imagine that you have all the talents and all the skill that you need, which you do. The average person has more potential than they could use in 100 lifetime. So if you have a lot of potential, if you think about it, you can learn any skill. You can accomplish any goal as long as you are willing to work. So imagine that you have all the contacts and all the knowledge and all the skill. If you have no limitation, what would be your perfect vision of future? What would be your perfect vision for your career and for your income? And the only question you ask is the question, how? How do I achieve it? How do I achieve my goal? What are the next steps? What is my next action? And then you think on paper. You describe it on paper. This is important for two reasons. First, if you write it down, you can not achieve it. If you cannot write it down, mark the language, you cannot achieve it. And second, if you cannot write it down, you don't know what it is. You are unclear, fuzzy. It's almost like you are driving in the fog or in the dark night without any lights. But when you write it down, it starts to become clearer and clearer. And there is a direct relationship between how clear your ideal future is on paper and how fast you create it. It is said that if you are very clear about what you want in your mind, you start to attract it into your life. You may not even know clearly where you are going to achieve it. All you have to do is to be clear about what you want. And that's what we say. What do you want? If your life was perfect in the future, what it would look like? Write it down. Write it down and write it down. That's all you need to do. And the universe will bring it to you. Then you come back to the present today. Now you are clear about your future of vision. And then you say, what would have to happen starting today for me to get there? And what would be the first step? Now, this is the difference between winner and the loser in every field. Winner take the first step with no guarantee of success. The best leader have the clearest vision. It is indispensable part of their leadership, which will bring us to the second quality, that is courage, which we will discuss in the coming session. So we understand one thing, that leadership is a gift that requires you to set a direction, motivates, inspire, and develop others, and deliver results that matter. It is also a journey. It is about your experiences and the influence you have on others. Leadership is certainly about the work that gets done, but it is much more about how the work gets done and the relationship along the way.